Then I left Hancock County and I went to a place called Gordon, Georgia. Gordon, Georgia, about 23 miles east of Macon, Georgia, to a little community wherein, for the first time in history, a female was elected to office. The first time that a black female was elected to office. The first time that a black period was elected to office. And after they called me and I journeyed there at my own expense, because nobody will support me in what I do, you see. If I was out selling the barbecue turtle eggs and promising them how to win the lottery, they would support me and give me a lot of money. But because of what I do and what I say and what I stand for, they make me stand alone. Over 1 million views around the world, even people in Canada and in Korea and all around the world are listening, watching, and sharing. But my own black brothers and sisters will not even spread the word, let alone give me $1 for gas money, because they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about their communities. They don't give a damn about their fellow people, and they don't give a damn about coming generation of children that will be caught up in the same hellhole that is existing today while we go to church, go to mosques, go to temples, follow the son of Amram, Yosebel, and lie to the people and say, we are Christian, we are Muslim, we are Jew, we are Hindu, or we are you. But we are practicing the hate of Satan. Now, if I may, in Gordon, here again, the pattern and practice is have some whites in the community, in an organization, to come up and start lying on these mayors, same way with Mayor Whippaloo in Gordon, create some lies, call the newspaper up there, it's the Wilkinson County Post, with Judy Bailey, and the chairman of the Democratic Party is the executive chair of that newspaper, and they have attacked that lady at every level. And I do not believe that the people, the Democrats in Georgia, I don't understand how they can allow Du Bois Porter to remain the chair of the Democratic Party with what he's doing to Mayor Ann Whippaloo and how he's ignoring all of these voting right impediments, suppression, and abating and removing Democrats from office. And he don't say nothing, yet he's the chair of the Democratic Party. And then they turn around and ask us to send money to the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party. Black people, don't be a fool for a Democrat. Don't be a fool for a Republican. Don't be a fool for the Libertarian. And don't be a fool for the Green Party. Be a human being for the right party. But for those parties who don't respect you and don't invite you to the party, I think you need to vacate that party. I don't give a heaven who they are. Up here in Sylvester, I may not agree with him and the people up there, and he's from Columbus, by the way. You can watch this on video too. It's all on video for Sylvester, Georgia. This black civil rights leader said during the presidential election, I'm not voting for Donald J. Trump, and I'm not voting for Hillary Clinton, neither one of them. He said, we as black people, after all these many centuries we've been here, need to stop playing these games and create a black party. And if we never elect anyone to office under the black party, at least they would know our issues, they would know our concerns, and they would know that we are displeased with what is going on in the homeland. In the homeland. And so, in Gordon, Mayor Ann Whippaloo the first female mayor, the first black female mayor, and the first mayor ever had to fight her own Uncle Toms and Aunt Janes in that community and on council. She had to fight her own attorney, Joseph Boone, and his law firm. And they were getting paid by taxpayers' dollars. And then when she had to go to court, she had to take money out of her pocket and raise money to get another attorney, just like all these other elected officials, because these white attorneys, they would not take on the case because they were part of the problem. They just couldn't deal with a black being in a power position as leader and CEO of these governmental bodies. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. It's been documented. Every city that I've mentioned, Madison, Florida, Quitman, Georgia, Miss Lula Smart, Meigs, Georgia, Camilla, Georgia, Lumpkin, Georgia, Dawson, Georgia, Clayton County, Warrenton, Hancock County, Gordon, Georgia. Google these and see if George Foster Ryan's are lying on the mainstream news media who refuses to paint the picture because they want to keep you all deaf, dumb, and blind to the times, so you will never be able to stand up as the righteous and demand your rights according to the God of creation. That's why they won't give you the truth. That's why. That's why they come after me. Because I am a reflection of the founding fathers of this great republic, although they were white and they didn't mean for those rights to be given to one of the ancient Hebrew Israelite descendants. They never wanted the Hebrew Israelites descendants to receive the rights and benefits that God gave even to the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, and the animals down in the forest. So Gordon, Georgia, perhaps is one of the worst places when it comes down to what that mayor has gone through. And I travel there a lot. I've slowed up a little bit now because, as I said, I don't get no support. People don't give you nothing when you talk like this. When you be a reflection of the Bible, the Jesus in the Bible, that too many of you all imitate, duplicate, and placate. But when it comes down to standing on the square of truth and measuring your lives by the plumb line of justice and meeting all men on the level, regardless of their economic, religious, or whatever persuasion. But when someone comes to you out of love and truth, you turn your head the other way. The NAACP, the SCLC, the Urban League, the Congressional Black Caucus, the New Black Panther Party, they all know about me and the work that I've done on behalf of American citizens and the veterans and active duty veterans. They know. But see, they are allowing God to use them. That's why you don't hear me criticize them that much. You see, Jesus said in the volume of Sacred Law, he came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God. King David perhaps said it before Jesus said it when he summed it up and said this: touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Jesus went further to say, if they do this to me, if they rejected me, then they surely will reject you that come in my name, that come in my Father's name. And so Pharaoh in the Old Testament was not that bad of a man. No, he wasn't. God used Pharaoh to free the people. If you read your Bible as I have read it, and I studied the Quran, the Korah, the Jerusalem Bible, and anything else I studied all the books. So by me quoting from the Bible don't mean no more to me than I'm just quoting from the Bible. You see. So God told Pharaoh through Moses, tell him to let my people go. Moses told him. He went back to God, and God told Moses, say, wait a minute. This is not your fight. This is not your battle. This is my war. That's why I say to you all, don't fight President Trump. Don't worry about him. God got it all in control. Don't be a fool, man. Don't you know that God brought us from zero as a human being to where we are today and yet climbing? That was the will of our God to get that done. We didn't do it. God did it. And God didn't bring us thus far to leave us now. That's God doing. And he has not completed his mission yet. So all you must do, black, white, red, and brown, is to make sure that you stand in the holy place and don't hate nobody. Black man, woman, and children, don't you, listen close, don't you pick up weapons of war to kill white people. Let me repeat, don't you pick up weapons of war to kill white people. Because if you do, you will fail. The volume of sacred law tells us that we cannot fight this war with weapons of war. You can't win this war with weapons. This is a spiritual war. And God must win this one. God must fight this war. God will win this war as he has won other wars. You cannot lose when you let God fight your battle. God is in control, y'all. Don't think he's not. There's no person in their mind that's white and a part of the status quo way back in the day would ever believe that the black man would rise from slavery and a person of bondage to where they are today. They wouldn't have dreamed of this day. But the God of creation said all souls yearn to be free, because in our original state when he made us, we were made free, just as free as the bird of the air, the fish of the sea, and everything that creepeth upon the face of the earth. In fact, they put us in bondage with income tax. They put us in bondage by having license to move and to travel from one state to another. The birds, the fish of the sea, the lions and the elephants in the jungles have never paid any taxes. They never paid for a license to travel. They never paid for speeding or impeding the flow of traffic. They just don't fall into that category to be made slaves, because God made them free. Now, I know you got some dogs in your homes, you got some cats in your homes, you got some elephants and some lions in your backyard that you have tamed, that you have trained and tamed to be your slaves, but God did not do that. God wanted a dog to bark, he wanted a cat to meow, he wanted a bird to chirp, and he wanted a chicken to lay eggs, and he put an order of things. But we come in and we do our hex and we play these games with them, and we make them other than what God wanted them to be. And so when a real chicken meet a chicken that you got for a pet chicken, they laugh at the pet chicken and say, where in the hell you came from? They look at a dog in your house sitting down acting like a human being watching TV. When he get down in the forest, in the jungles, and he meet a real dog, he say, where in the hell did you come from? Because he just don't fit in with the nature and the laws that God set down for the dog animals and to run with their packs. And do you not know? A gyp give birth to puppies and we kidnap them before the mother can enjoy her own puppies, and we don't even think about it. Then you lie and talk about you for family values and you care for human life and you want to save the environment, and you don't even respect the chicken. Little chickens want to live with their chickens too, you know. It hurts that chicken. Just look at these videos I just posted. I'm going to play them again here because I want you to see that animals love each other. They have some kind of concern. Yes, they need other animals because they got to live. God put something in it to keep a balance of nature. But we've been made to be less than what God made us. Y'all excuse me. Excuse me, my brothers and sisters. Davisboro, Georgia. I was called to Davisboro, Georgia. The mayor and council, black people was afraid to stand up against the chief of police there, and they never would go on record because they didn't want to be, they were scared. They were scared as hell of white people. Don't you know that God did not give you the spirit of fear, black man, but of love, power, and a sound mind, white man? You have no right to fear nothing. And to die is gain for God and for Christ. Just stand up for truth. Wait a minute, let me go to another. Call it Telfair County. I was at the Secretary of State's office, and I saw a white Caucasian sheriff. His name was Chris Stevenson. This is why we can't hate all white folk. Don't hate no white people. This is why you can't hate white folk. Because I'm telling you, we got some righteous white folks in this world. We got some right folks that will stand up with black folk when black folks are dying in the woods talking to rattlesnakes and jumping in their den trying to be friends. Yeah. I'm talking from experience now. Sheriff Stevenson stood up to the Secretary of State and said the same thing that Attorney Shaveen King said in Brooks County Courthouse in defending Miss Lula Smart 19-day court case wherein she was found innocent and no news media was there to even report nothing. Not one day in the court, they ignored it all. Yes. Equipment 10+2, Miss Lula Smart, a 19-day court case, and not one newspaper not one television station, not one radio station would report the truth and then even cover the entire proceedings, where people perjured themselves, lied under oath, and it's almost no record of it. And I got questions about the transcript. I don't even believe the transcript will be translated correctly. But Sheriff Stevenson in Telfair County said the same thing that Shaveen King said, that the Secretary of State's office under Brian P. Kemp arrested some of the most outstanding, some of the most educated and religious black people in Brooks County. Chris Stevenson said the same identical thing to the black people and others that right there in his county. He said they came in and got the best of his citizens and arrested them on voter fraud charges. And he said that he had worked for the federal government. He had been overseas, and he said that was the worst investigation, the worst untrained investigator he'd ever seen in his life. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You may call me a liar, and that's your right. But I'm asking you to Google Telfair County voting rights and Sheriff Christopher Stevenson, and you get the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. Of all my videos, I have always put out this statement, and I think I need to put it out now. If you can call me a liar based on the truth that I have published, call me before your cameras and mine, and let's dialogue and let's debate, like Isaiah said. Come, my friend, and let us reason together. Come, let us reason together. I will never, ever run away from you. I will always embrace you in love, truth, power, and a sound mind. That I will do because I owe you that. And that is the nature of my flavor and the flavor of my nature. Wait a minute. I have not finished yet. Then I was called to a place called Douglas, Georgia, in Coffee County. Another black woman by the name of Olivia Coley Pearson, a strong black woman, came from a line of strength in the black community. Well, got her too. She go to court this month, 21st. They be having jury selection. God pleases, I hope to be there. And just as sure as 1, 2, 3, if God spares me, I will take the money out of my pocket again, because y'all won't help me. Y'all will not help me. But it's okay. I understand. You're allowing God to use you to fulfill his divine prophecy. The righteous must travel this road alone. The upright, the truth speakers, walk alone. Let me say this, deviate a little bit to make this statement, because some of you all may have this wrong about Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. I know you all think Martin Luther King Jr. had a lot of friends, and you think he had a lot of supporters, etc., but the question is, a lot of people may follow me, but in the deepness of my heart, I know my real friends if I have any. Because, see, the Bible tells you that there's a friend that's sticking closer than a brother, you see. But see, because of my pain, my suffering, and my rejection, even in the military for 21 years, that I don't talk about much, but coming soon is the rest of the story. It pains me when I look back and I understand through my suffering what King meant when he said that Ralph Abernathy, it's not me, These are the words, and believe me, I have in my possession the book, A Testament of Hope, published by Random House, with all or most all of Reverend Martin Luther King's speeches, even when he was interviewed by Playboy, even when Halle Belafonte made the statement he said, I'm afraid I have led my people into a burning house. And Halle Belafonte asked him, what must we do? And King said, we all must become firefighters. We all must become firefighters. Back on point. God blessed me with the mind that I have. King said that Ralph Abernathy is the best friend that I have in the world. See, my grandmama always taught me from a child to read between the lines. What King wanted us to know, what he wanted left on record was that when Ralph Abernathy came after him and talked about smoking and all these other things that a friend wouldn't do for a person with such caliber, even if it was true, King wouldn't have cared, I'm sure. In truth, he wouldn't have. But when he said that Ralph Abernathy is the best friend I have, he wanted you to know, my friends, that he didn't have any friends. He walked alone. He wouldn't tell you that. The people walked with him and told him, I'm your friend. But see, the heart, and I'm not talking about what y'all, as you all are thinking. I'm not talking with some mythical God or some spirit or God in my heart. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about the core of a man, and I'm talking about the core of truth. For I know my heart is nothing in it but blood, and I know it's pumping blood through it's a pump. That's just a figure of speech to let you know how truthful I want to be in trying to let you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that there's anything in my heart but blood, water, etc., etc. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to mystify you, nor am I trying to impress you. I'm trying to give you the truth so you can be free, and so you can start studying on what I say to see if I'm lying to you, because I don't want you to accept what I say. I want you to research every damn or heaven word I say. I want you to prove me wrong, and then I want you to come back and then tell me about it, tell me I'm wrong, so I can change, so I won't mislead nobody else. So if there is a heaven, I can miss hell by you helping me like I'm trying to help you and help save America if I can. So Olivia Coley Pearson done nothing wrong. She hasn't done anything wrong. The young man with her, Curtis, man didn't violate no law. I went to Macon and watched what they it's a disgrace to what they're doing to black people. And even more disgraceful than that is how these black organizations and white organizations that say they want voting rights and they won't even come to take care of none of this stuff that I'm talking about. No mainstream news media. They say the Congress, and they don't care about no voting rights. If they cared, they would come down and they would go to Madison, Florida, Quitman, Georgia, Lula Smart, talk with her, interview her, and Meg's Mayor Linda Harris, and Camilla, Georgia, Lumpkin, Georgia, and Dawson, Georgia, and Clayton, Georgia, and Warrenton, Georgia, and Hancock, Georgia, and Davisboro, Georgia, and Douglas, Georgia, and I haven't finished yet. They would go to them places and say, is George Boston Ryan lying on your city? Is George Boston Ryan lying on former President Barack Obama and his Justice Department while they sat, said, and did nothing? Is he lying to us? Is he lying to America? Is he lying to the world? You need to ask that question. And you need to call me in, Victor Blackwell, Chris Mathis. Yeah, Kurt, you need to call me in. My beautiful matter, you need to call me in. 60 Minutes, you need to call me in. And you don't have to call me in to be on the program. Let me furnish you No, I already done furnished them to you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry about that. That's a regurgitation of the same old stuff. They already got it, just don't give a damn about voting rights. But they continue to lie to you, just like they lie about our veterans, talking about we love our veterans. We love our active duty personnel. We love our disabled veterans. We honor those who have died in foreign wars. The hell you do. Because if you did, you would respect the mothers and fathers in Madison, Florida. You would respect the mothers and fathers in Quitman with the actual sons and daughters who are now serving in combat in a nation that we don't even know about. You would care about Meg's Mayor Linda Harris and her children. You would care about Lumpkin and his children, and Nia Williams' children, and the brother in Clayton County, and the Mayor George Ivory in Warrenton and his children, who are some in the military and serving their nation. If you cared about them, you would not ignore them. But that's the lie y'all tell. And somebody got to point it out to you, because I'm trying to save you. If there is a heaven or life after death, I want you to go there. But you can't go there when you got all these cover-ups and these lies that you plant in the minds of children and in the minds of active duty and retired disabled veteran and disabled veteran, those who have died, and you sit back and play this game. You imitate, placate, and duplicate the life and teachings of Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, and the rest of the son of Abraham, but you will not stand up for truth. Because if you did, you would even support the people that support you, your family, your communities, your state, and your nation. Then I was called to a place called Willacoochee, Georgia. Willacoochee, Georgia had a mayor, well, he was running for the office then, paying people to vote for him, person driving around in a Georgia state vehicle, getting people to vote for him, campaigning, among other things that you can see if you Google Willacoochee voting rights problems. And NAACP District Coordinator Larry Lockie and Larry O'Hara, they're in Willacoochee. And do you not know, they called me to Willacoochee just like they did all the other news media outlets from Jacksonville all around, and I was the only one showed up, because they don't give a damn about you until they need your ass to fight in these wars. Excuse the word ass, but Jesus rode into Jerusalem on an ass. And in the book of Balaam, when God spoke through that angel to tell, God uses asses, you understand? God uses asses. Yeah, he uses. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't get all excited about an ass. Some of us act like asses, so don't get all excited about that. It's just ASS, that's all. Reverse is SSA. Same word in reverse. And some of you are in reverse of what God ordained you and destined you to be. Okay? So, Willacoochee, Georgia. You got to check it out. You got to check it out, y'all. Then I was called to Homerville, Georgia. I was called there on other issues, but I'm just going to briefly call him. He didn't quit after this one. I got a few more, but I'm going to stop right here. This is about the 7th or 18th. I'm going to stop right here. Councilman Witherspoon, a white person as usual, white mayor, by the way, you know, black person, he'd have been in jail and people like this. He have a homestead exemption in Florida. He'd been to court for that. He got a homestead exemption in Lowndes County, Georgia. And he's serving as a council member in Homerville, and he does not have a domicile there, according to what came out in a court case that I attended. 2 of them, by the way. And what happened at a Board of Elections meeting, I may drop that. I think I'll drop that particular segment of that Board of Elections meeting in Homerville. I'm going to drop that, let it speak for him in this case right here, and I'm going to close out on that. But I want you to know that when it comes down to white people, they get away. Rhonda Cross Scott was sent to jail and for less than that, and fined and banned from her hometown for over 10 years. And it is indeed a disgrace. And now y'all wondering why black people feel the way they do. And many of our young boys are saying there is no hope. White people will never change. And so that's why a lot of them have given up on white people ever accepting us as human beings. And that's the world we're living in. Now, y'all excuse me, I know I posted a video early on Facebook. I went live. I had on the same shirt because this is what I put on this morning. And the reason I'm doing this video is because once I put that video up, it was, I think it was 26 minutes, I believe it was. I did it at Serenity Church, just walking around, because my heart was filled when I watched how the animals seem to have more love among them than we have among ourselves. And so I just got up and did that video. And maybe there's a great possibility somebody on Facebook didn't like it. And so I'm not saying that's the case, but after you've been through all of this for over 462 years in North America, you can't take nothing for granted. So I said to myself, well, if they don't want me to put that video up, if there's something about the wicked spirit that roam our world, if they don't want me to put that video up, I said, I'm going down and I'm going to set up my camera and I'm going to do it where I can do it the way I want it. And then if they take it down, take it down. But I got it here and I'll put it up somewhere else. I'll put it on DVD and do what I do. I hand them out on the street. I love Jesus, I love God, I love Muhammad, I love Buddha, I love all of them. I don't care. I love Moses, I love his daddy, I love Jethro, I love Solomon, I love David, I love Henhotep, I love Ashraf Quays, I love Louis Farrakhan, I love David Duke, I love Hannity, and I love all. I love President Trump, who's allowing God to use him so God can get his purpose and mission across for America. God want to show the world what a real democracy look like, and that's why he got me doing what I'm doing. He want the world. He want Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Tajikistan, and others. God want them to understand what a real democracy look like. Yeah. You see, you can run a long time, but you can't hide from God. You can say you about love, justice, and equality, but if your history don't measure up to that, then you're a liar, just traveling through the universe with big planes and nuclear weapons to knock out and destroy. But in the end, God gonna knock all this out. God is yet in control. Once again, I say to you, thank you for listening. Sorry for the length of this video, but the story must be told. It must be told. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. We go. Then I was called to Homerville, Georgia. I was called there on other issues, but I'm just going to briefly call him. He didn't quit after this one. I got a few more, but I'm going to stop right here. Just about the 7th or 18th. I'm going to stop right here. Councilman Witherspoon, a white person as usual, white mayor, by the way, you know, black person, he'd have been in jail if he was like this. He have a homestead exemption in Florida. He been to court for that. He got a homestead exemption in Lowndes County, Georgia. And he's serving as a council member in Homerville, and he does not have a domicile there, according to what came out in a court case that I attended. 2 of them, by the way. And what happened at a Board of Elections meeting, I may drop that. I think I'll drop that particular segment of that Board of Elections meeting in Homerville. I'm going to drop that. Let it speak for him in this case right here. And I'm going to close out on that. But I want you to know that when it comes down to white people, they get away. Rhonda Cross Scott was sent to jail for less than that, and fined and banned from her hometown for over 10 years. And it is indeed a disgrace. And now y'all wonder why black people feel the way they do. And many of our young boys are saying there is no hope. White people will never change. And so that's why a lot of them have given up on white people ever accepting us as human beings. And that's the world we're living in.
walked her trouble down. I don't know how my father stood his ground. I don't know how my people survived slavery. I do remember, that's why I believe. I don't know why the rivers overflow their banks. I don't know why the snow falls and covers the ground. I don't know why the hurricane sweeps through the land every now and then. Standing in a rainstorm, I believe. Hater, my letter, hater, hater, my letter. Hater, my letter, hater, hater, me. Hater, my letter, hater, hater, my letter.
Case of the challenge of Mr. Edwards of James Witherspoon's candidate qualifications and voter qualifications is called to order. Be my recommendation, since Mr. Edwards is not here to proceed with the case on the election, dismiss his petition.
Do I hear that we have a motion on that?
Motion hasn't been made yet. You aren't authorized to speak. We're having a hearing here, so. Understand?
I make the motion that we proceed with the hearing.
Proceed with the hearing or dismissal of the challenge.
Which one?
The chairman asked for a motion for dismissal of the challenge. Since the complainant is not here to prosecute. I don't know how we could proceed if he's not here to present evidence.
If I may address the council before you vote on that, I can clear that up for you real fast. If y'all allow me to address the issue before y'all vote on that.
No, sir, you're on none of the documentation that's been filed before the.
What? Y'all tried to subpoena this man a day before the hearing. And he
Sir,
didn't
what
get
I
his
think
notice.
is all good. I told you.
I understand that, but you're trying to do illegal stuff. And I'm trying to let the council know what's going on. They may not know. That is a crime, sir. Due process is a crime. You do that, according to let the council know something. According to the U.S. Title 18, Section 241, if you deny a person a right that's secured by the United States Constitution, it is a federal offense that carries 10 years imprisonment.
Lawton, I'll ask you to remove this fellow.
I'll leave you got to ask me, but I'll see you in federal court. I'm telling y'all, council, listen to me well. Please be advised that they legally did not get a hold of
Listen,
this.
if I need to share.
Y'all tried to subpoena this man a day before the hearing. And he
Sir,
didn't get his
what I think
notice.
is
Y'all tried to subpoena this man a day before the hearing. And he
Sir,
didn't get
what
his
I think
notice.
is
Y'all tried to subpoena this man a day before the the hearing. And
Sir, what about things like-
I'll try to subpoena this man a day before the hearing. And
Sir, what about things like that? I told you.
I understand that, but you're trying to do illegal stuff. And I'm trying to let the council know what's going on. They may not know. That is a crime, sir. Due process is a crime. You can do that. Let me let the council know something. According to the U.S. Title 18, Section 241, if you deny a person a right that's secured by the United States Constitution, it is a federal offense that carries 10 years in prison.
Lonnie, I've asked you to remove this fellow.
I believe you got to ask me, but I'll see you in federal court. I'm telling y'all, counsel, listen to me well. Please be advised that they legally did not get a hold of you.
We're trying to get the sheriff.
I'll try to subpoena this man a day before the hearing. And
Sir, what about things like-
Thank you.